from Gooseberry Ridge Farm. So today is a exciting day, at least for me, because I'm kind of a geek. I know most of our videos are about flowers and animals and canning and all that fun stuff, and it is fun, but one thing that we have to deal with here, living far enough out of town, is access to good internet. The only options we've had historically for internet have been wireless ISPs or WISPs. We've had a couple of different ones, and speeds have been slow and latency is high, meaning you can't do things like Zoom calls or telephone calls over the internet. So I was really excited about 2 weeks ago. I got an email from Starlink saying that the beta area was opening up in our area. We're at about 37 degrees latitude. And I signed up, I bought the dish, and today it came. So I am going to hook it up here temporarily, just on this barrel facing north, because it wants a good clean view of the north sky and straight up, which we have right here. And then tomorrow my plan is to attach it to the top of our greenhouse, because there's really nowhere else that's close enough to our house that has a good unobstructed view of the sky. Everything else seems to be has a tree in it or something like that. So we've run some cables. We're going to do some manipulating of things to get the dish put up on our greenhouse. So for anybody who's interested, I'm going to unbox the Starlink, set it up, and run a speed test just to make sure it works before I mount it and run the cable more permanently. So if you don't like geeky stuff, this probably won't appeal to you, but it's a pretty exciting day in the country when you can get really fast internet. Ordered this about 2 weeks ago, and it shipped last week, and it arrived today via FedEx. It's in good shape. I've seen several people on some of the forums I'm on talk about how bad the box looks, but this one is in really good shape. It has instructions that we can hang up on a wall. They say download the app, set up the dish, plug it in. Cool thing about this, or everything I've read, what it appears, is that this is actually all set up. It's all plugged in. Every cable that needs to be hooked up is plugged in where it goes. You basically just plug it in and go. There's 100 foot of cable, which we'll use to run back towards through the greenhouse, through a pipe underground that I ran this weekend, and into the house. This is the dish. Slide this in here, orient it to the north. And then the 100 foot of cable goes in to a power over Ethernet adapter. And from that adapter into the router. And this is what gives you your Wi-Fi. I'm actually going to hook into our own Wi-Fi, but for now, for testing, we'll just use this. Close this back up. Put the stuff on it. Plug into power. And let it power up. So the cool thing about Starlink is that it is powered by currently about 800, give or take, satellites in low Earth orbit. Unlike other satellite internet services, the dish is pointing to multiple satellites, and they're much lower orbit rather than one satellite at a fixed point really high in the sky, 20,000 miles. It's more like a couple hundred miles. Okay, so it's waking up. It's pointing up. It's looking for satellites. and orienting itself, and it should be good to go. We're going to test it now. So here I'm going to hit start setup, plug everything in. I'm connected to Wi-Fi, which is this guy right here. I'm going to type in a network name of test and a password of test 1 2 3 4. Test 1 2 3 4. I'm not that concerned about the security right now because this is just for making sure it works. I'm going to set it up on our Wi-Fi that we have over our whole farm once it's all done. So now I'm going to connect to test, my test password. Okay, I'm going to go back to the Starlink app. It shows that I'm connected, and let's run a speed test. So we've got 54 megabits, which is pretty darn good. I'm going to run a speed test through my normal app just to see what it gives us. Latency of 41, yeah. And our got over 80 megabits down. And up is but serviceable. But this, it is still a beta. This will change over time. And data loss of 0.5%. So, yeah, it's good. Good, not great, but again, just plugged it in. Haven't updated anything. Haven't done anything else with it. So, pretty excited to get it mounted up in its permanent location and get it set up on our network. Okay, so we took down our temporary dish setup off of the red barrel here, and now we have it mounted on the greenhouse. The idea for mounting it out here, like I said, was that we've got a clear view of the north sky and we should be clear of obstructions. We're waiting for the first 24 hours for Starlink to update my location, satellite maps and everything to let me know for sure I don't have obstructions, but for now we're running 100% off of this. So follow me and I'll show you how I hooked it up. Basically we put a, with my father-in-law's help, we put up a 2x4 up the side of the back of the greenhouse. This is the north side of the greenhouse, and then used an old dish mount that one of the former wireless ISPs left on my roof. Kind of bitter irony there that it's now holding the satellite dish for Starlink. The cable runs down the inside of the greenhouse and is going underground here, and we buried conduit last weekend and runs over to the garage, and the equipment is in the garage along with the antenna from our wireless ISP that we currently have. I don't have it hooked back up yet, so as of right now we are running 100% on Starlink. If it goes well, I'm probably just going to cancel the second one, but I'm going to leave them both for a little bit, and I can very easily switch back and forth. So we ran a speed test right afterwards, and I'll run another one here in just a second, but we were getting about 100 meg down and about 20 meg up, and our latency was in the 30 millisecond range, which is phenomenal. That's as good as you're going to get in any town, and we are living in the middle of the country, so it's the best of both worlds. I'm pretty happy with it.